One, two, 1, 2. We are back in the building. What's the podcast? Close to zero is the name of the episode. So we're gonna just continue to say that close to zero. We're gonna remind you at 9:50 when you're close to almost getting cut off this joint, and you need to sign up for that Patreon. Okay, Patreon.com/ What's the podcast.
Yeah.
DJ Jerome Baker the third. I am here. Shout out to my guy, always available. Hashtag She or Eddie. And Abdul.
What's up, man? Street Eddie is, he's out on a South American tour or something,
Listen, you do those things when you're in when you're married. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of life that you live,
I mean, listen, I'm married. I don't live that type of life. But, Street Eddie got that old money, you know what I'm saying? He's
not to put people's business out there. Like, you have family members that are on vacation on a Wednesday night, and sometimes you're in New York on a Thursday morning, so you never know.
That's true.
It happens.
He's back in Costa Rica, and I think Street Eddie he's got a couple of cribs out there.
I'm about to say, I feel like it's a real estate trip.
Yeah, sure. He's doing it big across the board, man. So shout out to our guy, man. We miss you, brother. See you when you get back. He's gone for a minute too. I think he's missing. He's out next week as well.
Next week we will not have Shira Egg, but we will have a cast of characters next week. It's already. I already have a couple. We don't want to say replacement. We just want to say we're going to have
a fill-in.
No, we're going to have guests. We're going to have guests de jour.
Okay.
De jour. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have more than one guest next week. So it'll be just. Next week's the one you really want to tap in with us. It's going to be high level conversation.
Yeah.
And so it should be very, very, very special.
What are we talking about? Israel Palestine, or?
Well, that's already part of our normal decree.
I thought the guest wanted to have a discussion.
Oh no, our high level conversation.
Is not that guest.
Our high level conversations. No, it's not that guest.
I don't know if that guest wants any smoke.
That guest has joined though. That guest is a free member. I looked through it earlier today. That guest is a free member. So
shout out to the guests. Man.
Shout out to the guests. Okay. We want to obviously have everybody is comfortable and welcome here. What's the podcast?
Of course.
There are only a few things, probably less than 5, that would just automatically disqualify you from.
Trump. Would you get Trump on the podcast? Would you want Trump to be a guest on the podcast?
Absolutely not.
Would you want a racist? A KKK member on the podcast?
Maybe because I would like to hear their perspective.
You would?
Yeah,
I would. I think the only reason I'd be okay with having that guest on is just to shit on them.
I mean, at some point that's going to happen, but I feel like what I want to do is I want to hear that part in your life where you became an absolutely piece of crap. Like, oh, you were 15, you got jumped by 3 black guys. Oh, your girlfriend, you got left for a black guy. Those are the things that happen. You know what I'm saying?
And then you just use that against them and clown the shit out of them.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna clown you. I'm sunning you.
So I mean, it's very few instances which you're just gonna automatically. But I don't know. We'll get to that point one day in our wonderful podcast life. We're just beginning. Patreon.com/ What's the podcast. We want to shout out and thank everybody who continues to join the podcast.
Yes.
We don't want to call it a Patreon army yet. That's a little corny, but we're moving in the direction.
You just called it that.
No. That's like some Joe Budden stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's like Joe Budden. Like, it's like a whole world of you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Ian Drummond.
Listen, shout out to Ian Drummond. Shout out to Hiram Santiago.
Oh, okay.
Shout
out to him.
Shout out to the homegirl Izzy Holmes.
Shout out to Shorty who you were telling me dropped off the Patreon.
Yes, so we have.
Yeah. Shout out to her too.
And listen, you can hear this part now. This part is free. You know what I'm saying? We had our first canceled membership of the podcast, and this one hurt. This one hurt a little bit. I feel like
she was a friend of yours, or is a friend of yours.
I mean, the friendship's definitely on pause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my god.
like what do you mean? Like it's $5, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 10.
Rome is out here taking this shit personally
I'm
for
a
real.
rider. I'm a
I
rider.
get
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, think about it. The $10 a month you spend listening to this quality, educated podcast, and we're just getting rolling. We haven't even gotten to our secondary content yet. If you're
Mm,
lucky, you caught our GZ content yesterday on the platform.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That was
Okay.
the photos of us and GZ at Tiny Desk are only available on the Patreon.
Went
Um,
viral.
the $10 you spent, that's investing in yourself. That's not going
Yeah.
to
It's not going to
Chick-fil-A.
waste.
No, it's not
No,
going
and
to it's not going to Chick-fil-A.
fam, you gonna get the scientific all day.
You can't even get a meal at Chick-fil-A for $10 anymore.
Yeah.
The
So this
average,
is less than a Chick-fil-A meal.
but it's knowledge God though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
God body right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just had to let the world know that if you ever cancel your membership, you will be allowed to hear our feedback on it in the first 10 minutes of the following episode. You know what I'm
We're gonna
saying?
shit on you.
We're just gonna speak about you. We're not gonna shit on you necessarily. We're
Yeah.
going to let the world know that you've made a mistake and there's always a chance to rejoin. So hit that follow button, patreon.com/what's a podcast.
Yeah.
But it's been a fantastic week. Our last episode was tremendous. Shout out to our guy Pierre. Pierre was just he really did a great job on the show. I think that the feedback from his episode was tremendous, and I think that he may or may not be one of the people that's back next week. We'll see. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
saying?
Pierre actually needs to come back because I realized that there's a few things about his career wise. I think a lot of people that also listen to our podcast, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of them are from within the creative space and have aspirations to become creative directors like us and Pierre. and I feel like maybe we did not touch on that aspect of his life a whole lot because I mean, things like what he's done with for example Wale's show at the Kennedy Center, and Pierre had a large part in playing with a big part in the visuals of that show, and a lot of other things and clothing lines that he's been a part of, and a lot of other design stuff that we did not get to talk about. But yeah, Pierre is going to be back, and we're definitely going to tap into that side of the conversation a lot more. What's up with you, man? How was the weekend?
The weekend was tremendous. See, 18th Street Lounge, I played Friday night again. Body that it's a 5-hour set, people. So I'm really getting that popping.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I played at Society out in Silver Spring again. Just getting getting back to the turn up. The African Afro beats records are great. And
Shout out
just
to the Africans.
yeah, shout out for sure. And just like getting the urban side of DJing back really rocking, just keeping things balanced, I'll say. You know what I'm saying?
African
I
Cup of Nations, we in the building.
started my homeboy, actually our homeboy,
Okay.
Silas Grant, started
Oh yeah.
started a challenge.
Oh, we talked about that last week.
Yeah,
Are you in it?
So it's 100 miles, walking 100 miles in a month. We are 7 days into the month of February, and I'm at 30 miles already. So if I keep this pace up, 31 miles. My friend told me today, I should be able to be there like the 24th, 25th of
Okay.
of
February.
February. Yeah, for sure. It's 28 days in a month, so you got to go a little crazy. So
29 actually.
29 or even better. So let's say it was Tuesday yesterday. I only did like 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just need like a break, like a rest day. You know what I'm saying? Today came back through with 6 on them. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to make up for what I didn't finish yesterday and then add a little spice on top. So